There is an old saying that if you cannot find something, you cannot afford something, then create one. As I'm talking to you, you can actually see that there is a subtitle at the bottom, which is not created by YouTube. Actually, it was created by an app. Now, I'm not going to give you the name of the app. What I'm going to give you is something much more valuable. That's the whole point of this video. That imagine you are trying to create videos and you're trying to add subtitles or description, anything that can turn your voice into word, and then people can actually read it. How you can do that if you cannot afford that high-end softwares or high-end apps? You can actually create your own. How you can do that? Now, I've been digging those information for myself because I don't have money or resources to pay for creating an app that can create a subtitles as you're looking at right now. So the best way you can do something like that for almost literally, let's say, free of cost, is that you create your own app. How? Now that's the biggest question. Let's get straight to the point without all these philosophical nonsenses. Now I have written them down for you so that I can read it out loud looking at the screen instead of making a presentable smiley face video, because this is not about that. It's not an entertaining video. This is a video in order to get you help you. That's it. So basically what I was looking for is, like, in order to create a text-to-speech app, for free of cost, is there any kind of or let's say low budget, is there any kind of free of cost API available from any company? By using that, you can create an app. Now, what if you don't have this technological or technical knowledges? How you can manage to do something without any knowledges? Now, thanks to the social revolution since 2005, specifically 2005, when the YouTube created and boomed, same to Facebook, literally anything can be learned. Now, either you can pay someone and save you time, either you learn on your own and then you can create one. Now, when you pay someone to create an app, now we can do that easily in Fiverr or Upwork. We all know that. You know that. I'm having trouble in my throat. We all know that. However, can you trust that person after paying your, savings? And even if that person does a good job, that app needs updates. That's the reason why you all the time have updates in your phone. They're not free. Somebody is doing it for that company. Now, you have to do that on your own too. So for the long run, I'm going to give you something that you probably have to invest, depends on your skill set and persistency, 1 month to 6 months. And for long run, you can do anything you want. So, for example, you want to create a text-to-speech app. Creating a text-to-speech app can be, that challenging task, especially for someone who has no technological ideas and knowledges. However, there is a step number 1. Now, use open source softwares. Now, there are many open source text-to-speech software available that can help you to develop your app without any cost. For example, MaryTTS. I'm going to spell it out for you. MaryTTS. Now, then eSpeak and Festival. Those software can be downloaded and customized according to your requirements. I recommend you to pick any of them. Don't go through all of it. That's a waste of time. Just pick one. Doesn't matter. Stick to it. Learn all the documentation. Read all the documentation. Spend your weekend on that. It's much better idea and more value than scrolling to YouTube for absolutely nothing and you just watch tutorials and don't do nothing in the real life. I know that we all do that. So let's be honest to yourself that you watch a lot of tutorial and learn almost nothing. Second, the leverage text-to-speech API, what I just said earlier. Now I've written them in a kind of block format so that I can read it out loud to you, and I can actually copy and paste straight to my blog, which is, I'm not going to tell you which one is it. It's going to find its own way. That's a different project. I'm not going to market one thing into another video. It works, it works. If it doesn't work, that's life. Now, number 2, leverage text-to-speech API. Now, if you don't want to go through the hassle of developing your own text-to-speech software, because let's be honest, it's complicated, you can use APIs provided by various service providers like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Those APIs can be integrated with your app and provide text-to-speech functionality without any upfront cost. I highly recommend you to pay attention to the word upfront, meaning that you don't pay a lot of money in advance to create an API. You pay them after. That's what upfront cost means in every time in a real world, unfortunately, which means those companies not going to charge you for that API. However, they will provide you a certain amount for free of cost, and then you gotta pay, baby. You gotta pay. However, it's not expensive. I've been digging through the Google Cloud version of it, and I believe the Amazon one, fantastic, extremely cheap. Forgive me if I'm giving you almost wrong information, but from the top of my head, I think each 1,000 token, which is each 1,000 word, cost about less than 2 cents. So that's pretty cool, to be honest. I mean, if you create like a 5,000 word audio recording into the Word, it should be affordable. Depends on how important that task to you. And those can be recoverable if you're using an app, creating an app, I'm sorry, and then post it in Google Play Store, to make some money out of it. The ad, if it's good enough and if it gets enough attention, then the ads, should give you not only some money back, but also make it more profitable. I'm not going to give you that optimistic speech such as create an app and make 600 euro or dollar per day, because seriously, those videos, I don't really like it from the bottom of my heart. I can be worse in this video, but those are horse share. That's it, because they give you hope, but they're far from real world idea, because in Google Play you have at hundreds of thousands of apps like that. I don't think all of them are making $600 per day. That's just too much. They should be honest, saying that can make you profitable enough to at least pay your daily meal or a restaurant per month, and then you can move on up from that. Depends on the quality of it, not just $600 per day. I mean, come on, why they make this video, I never understand. And then number 3, obviously, learn to code. Again, you can it's like learning code of the road. Before you start driving, you need to learn the road rules, and that is probably the most painful, boring, exhausting, and last thing you want in your life things to do before get to drive your car. You kind of have to. You don't have a choice, and you cannot fake it. You cannot cheat. You actually have to learn and pass the exam. This is more or less like that. You have to learn to code. If you're willing to invest time and effort, learning the code can save you a lot of money in the long run. Again, what I said earlier, I mean, imagine that you have to fix a bug, you have to provide an update because the Google itself made an update, so you need to transfer those updates to your app. You can pay someone else to do that for you. How much you can trust that unknown person in Upwork and Fiverr, I don't know. That's up to you. Therefore, it's better to learn yourself and do that exactly how you want, because paying someone is also a waste of time, because you constantly have to check what they did. You cannot just blindly trust them. You're gonna have something to say that I don't like that part, I don't like this part, so they need to change it too. So at the end of the day, you kind of don't have a choice but learning and then doing it on your own, because you're not saving a lot of time actually by paying someone else. You're wasting money. Now, what kind of coding you should learn? The research that I've done, because I'm not an expert, I'm telling you upfront, I'm not an expert, but what I've learned by digging through hours in internet, this is a video of probably 30 minutes. I spent 5 to 10 hours researching for what I'm telling you right now. You have to learn Python and JavaScript, which are commonly used for developing text-to-speech apps specifically. There are more and more out there. I highly recommend to start with Python and JavaScript. This can help you not only creating an app by yourself, but also help you creating a software and special shortcut for your daily internet and computing task. Now, there are platforms that doesn't need any codes, like no-code platforms. Now, if you are not interested in learning codes, you can use no-code platforms like, according to my research, I found 2, Bellow and Glide, to develop your app. These platforms provide a visual interface where you can drag and drop components to create an app without any coding. So they do the coding part. You have to have your imagination and whatever requires for that particular platform. But that's kind of interesting. I'm going to try it out myself and see if it's working. Now, again, you can hire a freelancer, as I said earlier, from Upwork and Fiverr. We can look at their work history. You can look at their, all these levels by saying 100% success, etc., etc. And you have to just, believe in it. Then depends on how much it costs. You might be able to create some awesome apps. There are free app development tools. For example, AppyPy, APPY, Pi, Thunkable, THUNKBLE, and Codular, KODUU. I'm speaking French and English at the moment. KODULAR. These tools provide a drag and drop interface to make app development easy and affordable, meaning they are not free. Now, of course, you need to test your app. Once your app is developed, it is important to test it thoroughly to ensure that it meets your requirement. You can use testing tools like TestFlight, Firebase, TestLab, and BrowserStack to test your app on various devices and platforms. Creating, at the end of the day, creating a text-to-speech app can be a rewarding experience, but professionally and financially as well, it can be just bloody awesome. So with the right approach and tools, you can create apps that meets your requirement and fits your budget. I'm going to end this video so that you can just stop that video and then, go through the information I just gave you and get on with your project. Stop watching tutorials, it's just a waste of bloody time. I'm going to put whole thing as a blog in my description below. Read it if it's necessary, right? And create your awesome app. And if you like this video, you can help me if you want with all the links in the description. It took me hours to create a video that I do it for fun because I love learning myself, and you know, sharing is caring. So if you care to help me out, I'll take it. If not, just wish me all the best, and I wish you all the best. Look after yourself, and bye bye.